Welcome back to Ask Mercer and Mogileski. Let's get into the question.
I like politics, but they're driving me crazy. I can't stay on top of them. I don't have a lot of time to try and figure out what is the deal with Michael Flynn and what is electoral reform and a whole bunch of other stuff. The reason I got interested in politics in the first place was because my brother would come and say things about politics and I would have no idea what he was talking about. So I started trying to learn about them. But there is so much to learn. What am I supposed to do? So we have a question of someone who has an interest in politics, is not repulsed by the entire thing, but is not sure how to go about getting a grip on things without being just overwhelmed by all the terribleness
Yeah,
of it.
well, I completely feel for you. When I first got into politics, about 2 years ago, I knew nothing. Literally, I was very confused about the whole, especially the Canadian system, or even hearing about the American system. I had no idea there was nomination. I didn't know you had to become leader. What's going on? I'm so confused. So it's overwhelming at first. And when you have a friend that has, or a brother that likes politics, it's important to say, hey, I want to be able to communicate with this person in such a way where I can know what they're talking about. So that's important. But also there's an element too, you're not going to know everything at once. So I kind of faked it till I maked it, You gotta really, you're not going to know everything at once. Really grip into what you like. So do you like economics? No, look at economic policy. You like social policy? Really focus in on that. It's not going to come all at once. Do what you like.
Yeah, I would say similar sort of thing. My take on it would be, if you have a limited amount of time and you want to get a grip on politics, stay out of the day-to-day stuff. Don't listen to the news, okay? Literally don't listen to the news. What's happening today in the news is just like other forms of narrow entertainment, like what's happening in the NHL. Oh, Sidney Crosby gave a look to Alexander Ovechkin at their latest game. Are they forever enemies? Or something in Hollywood, where these headlines that are generated just for the junkies who follow that stuff. I may be one of those junkies, and I may follow the stuff religiously, but that's my problem, and it shouldn't be something you adopt. What you should do is you should read certain books, okay? So I just brought a few of the ones on my shelf that I read that I think are really good. There's the Constitution, Canadian Constitution, American Constitution. Few people actually read them. They're short. It's good to actually read what it says. Then I've got the Federalist Papers. This is not so short. It's a good 500 pages here. I don't actually read them. They are so difficult. I listen to them. If you go to LibriVox.org, you can download good readings of them. Listen to them. This
Not
is
a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
This is for free, though. You can to listen. This is one of the most important books in understanding government and freedom. This is college, university level at least. Many people wouldn't get that high, but if you read that book, you will understand it all. Okay? You'll sort out what matters and what doesn't. Michael Flynn, knowing about him doesn't matter. Electoral reform, a little more important. Changes stuff. This book, this tells you actually how to fix it. It actually does. Everybody always wants to fix politics. Nobody really knows how to do it. All the politicians fail. This actually tells you how to do it. It's a novel, if you can believe it. Really good book. And then The Behemoth. This book is really thick. It's pretty big.
You just if you have 3 years of your life, and a basement,
it's less than 600 pages, and it's really large print, and you can pick the chapters you want. It's really gripping. Some of it's really terrible, but you will never look at any issue the same again when you realize the impact government intervention has on actual families. And so this is a great book. It's all about Canada, and so I would advise, if you get a chance, to get your hands on this book and read it, and dig into these others if you can, because you've got to separate between Donald Trump. He's fun. Everybody's focusing on him, but in 8 years he will definitely not be president, and he will actually have little impact for the time he is president. It's the thinking, the thoughts, the deeper ideas, the power structures, the way different branches of government clash that are important.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Even though it may seem overwhelming, there's so much to learn. People dedicate their whole lives to studying politics, but I would just encourage you, really yeah, like Mercer's saying, don't keep up with the data stuff. It's going to kill you. But really focus on the theory. You got to really focus on what really matters. You know, it's not going to matter Donald Trump and all this kind of stuff that we talk about. That's great. Make sure you check out our show. but politics is great. We love it, and we're really happy to hear that you're getting into it. But don't get overwhelmed. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because there's important issues in politics, but there's a lot of not important issues.
Very true.
Most of what makes up the news in politics is not the important stuff. And so, be happy to just throw certain subjects out. Don't talk about Donald Trump. And it might only take you a few months to read all these books, and you would have an immense education in understanding things and have a very set understanding of why the world should work a certain way, and you can sort. Once you have a paradigm of reading the Federalist Papers and understanding what is and is not important, what is good and what is not, and is bad, you can then easily sort through the news and say, oh, this matters, this doesn't matter, this is a good politician, this is a bad one.
Very true. Another question, another answer. This is Ask Mercer from Ogleski, and that's all for today, guys. Be sure to leave your comments down below in the comment section and at libertyfilm.org/ask. We'd love to hear your questions, and they can be on an array of subjects. Whatever, we'll answer it all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.